is the first kind of like we saw the video of content translation tool we developed at Wikimedia Foundation. This tool is for to translate the articles from one language to another language. You can translate between any language, and some language even has a features like machine translation, and there are like more features like you can also add up the links automatically if that article present in your target wiki. So I will play this small video, and basically then we will show the demonstration of tool, and if your laptop you can write down the transcript from one language to your language. For example, if you want to translate article from English to Punjabi, you can just select the article which is not present in Punjabi Wikipedia, and you will have like 3-pen editor, which is you will see in a few minutes. So let's see how the sound works.
Yeah, most encyclopedia articles from 200 different languages. Many people never had an encyclopedia in their language. If a Wikipedia article exists in one language, but doesn't exist in another, you can easily translate it by using the translation tool. First, log into your Wikipedia account and click Create. Then, select Content Translation. After content translation is activated, you can click to grayed out languages on the side of any article to translate. Since the content translation tool launched in 2015, over 100,000 Wikipedia articles have been translated. That's 2.5 1911 encyclopedia companions. You too can easily translate Wikipedia from one language to another using the translation tool.
That's all this small video. Now so as shown in the tool, what you need to do is basically go log into your account and go to the beta. Sorry, this is Gujarati.
Quick question: does everybody have an account on Wikipedia over here?
Okay, we assume that it is, and once you enable the content translation from beta here, you can then go to the contribution menu and just click the translation. Yeah, once you do that, once you do that, you will be shown the three main sections. One is the suggestion, second is the in progress, and third is the publish picture of the year published article. So we can either start with the suggestion, or you can start with the language. Yeah, sure. Runa can take over from.
Wanted to understand Hello? Yeah, I just wanted to understand how many of you have used this tool before, or you're hearing it for the first time? Have used the tool before? Okay. Of course, Jantada has used.
There is
Okay. So for everybody else, just a quick introduction is that there are several ways to create a new article. You can either just write it in wiki text, that's the confusing syntax some people say, and the other method is to use visual editor, which is a more simpler way of writing a Wikipedia article that was introduced over the last couple of years across different wikis. And this is another tool that was introduced by the Wikimedia Foundation Foundation's language team. So Kartik and I are members of that particular team, and this tool is supposed to be used for translating between articles. So what we know for a fact is that a lot of articles for many of the languages which have a small number of volunteers or editors who are writing those articles are written by translating from another good article that exists in another language. And for a lot of people, it may be English or Spanish or or even German, French, because these articles are backed by a lot of volunteers who have spent numerous years working and researching for the topics that they are writing on. So the articles are already very high in content, very high quality. They are well referenced. They have many citations, and they have gone through several rounds of review and editing that can now exist as a very powerful source of that particular topic, as an information source for that particular topic. And let's say if you want to write that article again from a new, for a language, another language, for Punjabi or for Hindi, we don't have that volume of editors as say a German Wikipedia has. So one of the easiest things that people have been doing is translating from those articles if they know that language. So, and for a lot of people who are based in India and are contributing to the Indian language Wikipedias, or to even the languages around the South Asian in the subcontinent, are writing from English. So the traditional method of translating between languages is like you open Wikitext in one particular tab of your browser, open another tab with your language, which is pointing to the new article, editing area of your of the Wikipedia which you are editing, and then you painfully copy between the two and then you edit. So instead of that, the content translation tool eases that entire problem. So what you get is a translation editor with one side showing the language from which you are translating, and the other side shows you an editing area which you can then use to copy and like translate. It automatically brings over all the Wikitext links and other references and things, so you don't have to actually go over copying. And references are references, even if it's cited in the English Wikipedia article, it's as valid in the Hindi Wikipedia article because it's an information source. So that's what the content translation tool does. It's still a beta tool, so you will have to log in and enable it in your beta features. So ideally, if you are logged in already, I would suggest go into your beta page preferences and turn it on, and then go to the special page called special:(CX) or special:(content translation), and then you will see that this particular page, this is the dashboard for content translation. From here you can initiate a translation.
Yeah, another easiest way to go to the content translation tool is go to the contribution and go to the translation. There are like other methods. For example, if you go to article, like for example, let's see which article. For example, this is the article about the one writer in of Gujarati writer, which article doesn't exist in Gujarati, so that's a tricky thing. But you will see all the grey links some where the article doesn't exist. So you just need to click, and then you can start creating article from here also when you translate from English.
So essentially, those grey links are only visible if your beta features are turned on, and the languages that are suggested in the grey links are estimated as languages that the person, the user most likely would be familiar with based on the geographical location they are connecting from, or their browser settings, or some other parameters. So maybe if you log in, you'll not see the same set of languages that Kartik saw.
You will always see your own wiki language.
Yeah.
That's also which language you are going to translate. But you can also change it.
Yeah. So once you are in there and you're reading an article and your the language that you most likely read or edit is listed on the gray area, it means that an article for that particular topic does not exist, and you're most welcome to click over there and come into the content translation tool and start translating.
Yes, for example, if you want to translate between language which you have not, like for example, if you have to translate article from English, so what you need to do is basically, this is the tab which will be available in your.
Can you turn it to English? UI?
This is the English. So you will find the button called Start a New Translation. When you click on it,
Don't look at the part that says for later and others.
Yeah,
Just
that's-
concentrate on the first one.
this is the how you will translate the select the language basically. So if you want to translate article from English to say Hindi, now you need to type a article name. So for example, you want to translate article about before likely let's see like if it is exists or not. Okay, it says already exists. So, but then we don't want to do that. Yeah, it will give the warning. But I still click it so it will override. Yeah, so this is the like the page where you will going to translate. Now thing is that there will be always the source tab, source article. So this is the article which you are going to translate. Like this is the wrong article. What you need to do is basically like click on it. So this is the machine translation by default, and yeah, it will also show the warning. You will see this is the warning because in the Wikipedia only allow the article name in Devanagari. So what you need to do is basically edit this article name. Now with the warning will be kind of the warning is still there.
While Karthik figures that out, just wanted to say that machine translation is not always supported for all languages. We rely on third-party tools to provide the machine translation support or content translation. So if machine translation, if you start translating and you don't see it automatically happening, most likely machine translation support does not exist for that particular language pair where you're translating source and target pair. So that is a restriction that content translation has. And also what Karthik was showing you was one method of trying to find an article to translate and then trying to rewriting the title of that article and then trying to translate. However, there is also another way of doing it, and we also did something special that you can also see for the particular editathon that's happening alongside this event. So Karthik, go to the suggestion tab.
Suggestion. So this is the, since I just started the article about the Punjabi dialects, I get the suggestion like related to dialects, which is so many Punjabi dialects, which is like automatically figured out by the system, which we use suggestion, which is developed by the research team in Wikimedia Foundation. So we get all the dialects suggestion, because since you translated the article, it's likely that you will be translated article related to some like West Punjab or district nearby Punjab, or probably something related to Punjab. So this is suggestion is basically per user suggestion, and it will be changed over the time when you translate more and more article and more categories. Like for example, like if I translate article from for me, it's basically the suggestion are quite different. Oh, this is yeah.
So one of the things is from this suggestions you can pick up an article and you start translating. But let's say if you don't want to translate or you don't want to see some of the items in the suggestions, you can simply click on the cross button over there and that will go away. So these will go away from the suggestions. So suggestions are generated for you, but if you don't like them, you can do away with them. And secondly, if you would like to mark something as a favorite, I mean, not necessarily that the suggestions would be repeating over every time you visit. They will, as Karthik was saying, that as you translate more, the suggestions will change, or there might be other parameters based on which the suggestions are being shown to you, and you want to preserve one. You don't want to translate it right now, maybe tomorrow or the day after you want to do it. You can mark it as mark the star button, star sign over there, and it will be preserved. It will show for you the next time you come and log in. It will show you on the for later section that I earlier told you to forget about that for the moment. So the for later section will list all the suggestions that you have marked as a favorite that you would like to do at some point in time.
Yeah, and this is also per language. Like for example, English to Turkish language, I start this article, and if I go to English to Gujarati, these are the three articles I wanted to translate. So these are star for English to Gujarati. And if you go to, for example, Hindi, I start this article. It will only show me the particular English to Hindi article in suggestion when I only go to English to Hindi translation. And because, yeah. No. Yes, so in suggestion there are like other part, like we also added, let me refresh.
So we'll quickly wrap this up so that you can actually get some hands-on practice about this, and then you can address questions as you try and translate on the tool. So what Karthik is trying to do is that the suggestion section that you see right now is generated from the research team's tool that provides suggestions, but there are also custom suggestions that we are currently working on, which will also be available, like let's say for a particular event that you're trying to work based on some certain interest areas. So we have successfully done this for two particular events earlier, but because it's not easily done at this point, the feature is not capable of allowing individual users to create their own list of suggestions that can be shared with others. We generally do that at the back end. So there was a editathon conducted by some European communities, and for that they provided us a customized list of articles that they wanted to get translated during that editathon, and we added that. So anytime people participating in that particular event for those languages that were part of that particular event tried to translate, they actually got a section in the suggestions screen which said that, hey, would you like to participate, and these are the articles that are prioritized, would you like to translate them, and that they can click on there and then start translating. So we're trying to get something for the
So I just did that. This is the category of Gujarati language writers article, which doesn't exist in Gujarati but exists in English. So like there are 50 articles. So I just did some magic here. Yeah, I will show another one, but I did some magic in server, so you don't need to worry about it. But so this is the article for article is suggestion system to me, which should be translated into Gujarati language. I did that because those are the Gujarati writer and should be in Gujarati language. So we can also do that for any category. If you are, for example, which was the other category? Check this. No, this code will not be here. Only standard.
So let's do one thing. Karthik, while you set this up, let's get everyone started with the translation, and then as they proceed, we can show them the articles on the suggestions tab.
Yeah, let me check that.
So who are the ones who are starting translating or content translating? Would you like to do one article? So one of the things that we're looking for in this session is that when you start translating or try to translate, if there are issues that you notice that are disrupting your every other workflow that you do for writing an article, we would be happy to know about them, because we try to keep the content translation workflow as close as possible to the everyday article creation workflow that everyone tries to do in their own way.
Yeah, so 14 articles are not present in Punjabi Wikipedia. So let's check. Yeah, so these are the villages in Mohali district which article are not present in Punjabi Wikipedia. Okay, Mohali village itself.
And this is part of the listed articles which are there suggested for the editathon on Punjab and Punjabi culture for this event. So we picked up a small set of languages, because otherwise it would be like a 500 article list on that particular page. It would have been very difficult for anyone to see through it. We just picked that up, a small segment, to show as an example of the possibility that this is easy to do. So even if anyone over here is interested in doing an event later or an editathon later, if you have something similar of a category or a list of articles that you would like to target or focus for that particular event, if you could get in touch with us, we could let you know how to get that sorted in a way that they will be displayed as a priority if you are planning to use the content translation tool, and people can simply pick that up and start translating and take out of it.
Yeah, so this is one article. Click on it. So this category, this suggestion will be shown till all the article of the particular category is translated. So, sorry, I don't know Punjabi, so I cannot translate right now. But this is the small article. Something is translated by machine, but we need to fix probably this, because this is a very big chunk of translation, so it's very difficult to translate. Let's try again. Okay, so this is some kind of half translated thing. I don't know how good it is or bad, but
what has happened?
this is the tool you can basically like kind of raw translation you can get, and some of the heading will be translated automatically. What you can do, you can once you start the article, you can also publish, which will be published in Punjabi Wikipedia. So I will not do that because this is entirely a machine translated article. But I can do it for example, Gujarati Wikipedia. Let's see how that works. Oh, and yes, the biggest feature about content translation is basically like once you start the kind of translation of big article and you see that the article itself is very big, you can always save this. Your work will be always saved, and you can go back and you can check your in progress. In progress article list will contain the particular article. When you go back to that article, all the entire work will be loaded back, and you will start from there. So you don't need to save the article inside your user page or somewhere in dark mode or somewhere else. So everything will be saved here. All your work will be there, and yeah, that's all how the content translation works. Anyone has question? I have published several articles. Also, as basically I also editing visually today, and also I do lots of testing of my tool. So I have published some article which I found that can be like kind of improve the visual Wikipedia and also improve the our tool. So I tested a couple of articles. You can also continue the translation even if the article is published, but it will only go to the basically like override the any changes between the unique and when you start the translation of article. So you need to be very careful once you publish the article. Yeah, these are all the features. You will see some small statistics about your work, your username, and then I published some 372 article in this month. And for a wiki, you can also see the statistics about the translation tool, which is just for all the tools. Every week, these are the article. So far, we have translated, people have translated 1,07,527 articles. This is per wiki and per week. These are some other statistics about published and in progress translation, the number of translators. That's all about. Any questions related to tool? We are here for 3 days, so you can catch Karthik and Runa anytime. We will be happy to assist you related to any question or tools. Sure. Now, Fridays.
Good evening everyone. My name is Frederick Nohona. I am coming from Goa. While Karthik has focused more on the technical aspect of the tool, I would like to focus more on the content side of the tool. I am a user, I am not a technical person. So I just want to make 3 very brief points here after using the tool for a while. The tool is very easy to use because you don't have to do all the formatting again, you don't have to choose all the references as Runa pointed out, you don't have to choose the photographs again, that's all there. That's the first thing. The second part about it is that it's a very amazing tool because I'm translating from Portuguese to the English language. I know about 10 to 15% of the Portuguese language. I know very little of it. But still it is possible to translate. If you translate from a language which you know a little of to a language which you know a lot of, you will be surprised at how much you can do yourself. So you might think theoretically that I don't understand this language, but with Google Translate together with other online tools, you can actually get the context. You can get the meaning. Of course, there will be one small rider here. Your target language has to be very strong. And secondly, you have to know what they are talking about. So if you know a subject, for example, which is online in some other Wikipedia, it is very easy to get the context as well as the sense with Google Translate. A little bit about that. And the third point I want to make is it's a very useful tool because there are large amounts of information in particular language Wikipedias which are not available in other Wikipedias. So Wikipedia is all about sharing. We should feel free to take from other languages and use it as and where applicable. So in Goa's case, I am in no way Portuguese. I am not related to the country, only that my part of India had a 500, 450 year experience, colonial experience with that country. So a lot of our information is there. There is some common elements of information which is not being translated. So in that sense, there are people who have studied French in school. There are people who have studied German in school. I am sure that you can even translate these languages from the original into English. If I try to work, people approach me, they say, they think I am an English-Portuguese translator, so they say, can you translate this article from English into Portuguese? Sorry, it's not possible. The other way around is possible. So you have to choose a language where your target language is strong, obviously. Just to give you some examples of what I've done. So I'm mostly choosing subjects which are of direct interest to me. So there was this page from Brazilian Portuguese, which is about the history of the book in Brazil. And I wanted to understand it, to study it for some of my own particular research purposes. And I translated this article, which must be about 12 or 15,000 words. So while I'm learning myself, I'm also contributing back, because the Brazilian knowledge about Brazil, which is another Portuguese-speaking country, gets highlighted. And probably they would have not felt the need to translate it themselves because they have it in their own language. So this is the article. So this is the English article. All the pictures, everything is as per the original in the Brazilian Portuguese text. It is a very long article. So this was the translation of the done. So my point is just that the tool is very easy to use. It is amazing because it brings to us skills which we are not aware of, exist in ourselves, and it's very useful not only for us but also for others. My only request to the techies here is that see if you can help us. I was talking to Runa earlier. I would be very happy if this tool was collaborative. She says there are some privacy and other issues. But if, for example, friends who know Portuguese well could collaborate with me, we could do a much better effort. Within Indian languages also there is a lot of potential for translation. Some friends were talking about transliteration tools. Unfortunately, as things work today, we either are all connected with English or with Hindi, but very seldom do we have, say, Konkani and Kannada, interactions. That needs to happen, and maybe Wikipedia could actually help.
Sorry, I just have a question. How about do you have any tools for Bhojpuri? So I can translate that in Bhojpuri, any language I want.
Yeah, basically any language to any language. But yeah, we don't have machine translation for Bhojpuri.
You don't have. Why?
Because we don't do machine
वाले
translation.
सॉन्ग को discriminate करते हो आप?
No. It's not like, for example, we use two tools right now. One is the tool called Caption, which is open source, free and open source tool. We have collaborated with a company called Yandex, which they provide a free machine translation service for us. And that's why we integrated their API.
But Bhojpuri is not there.
No,
So if
Bhojpuri
they
is not.
support, you can come.
No, but it's the same.
All languages have the odds against them. For example, Konkani is not supported because Google Translate doesn't support it. So
By numbers, sir, actually that's pretty large.
Yeah.
At least approximately, I would say, if somewhere between 100 million people speak that language.
Yeah.
UP, Bihar, MP, parts of MP. So 100 million people speak that.
It has a thriving film
And
industry.
Uttarakhand. And Uttarakhand, yeah. It has a
Yeah, so the
But the only
problem
problem is 99.9% of those 100 million people, they don't know what Wikipedia is. That's the only problem.
So I was asking Runa, how do we lobby with Google Translate, for example, to get these languages online? I don't know what the answer. She doesn't know.
Now, I happen to be from that belt, so that's why. But I only work on English. So this actually the
Just put up, pick up an article, the village. So this I know, my language is one of those small ones. Alright? So I go to where do I go?
You need to go to beta, enable the
Ah,
tool.
yeah, yeah, sorry. The resolution has got smaller, so the screen looks very different to me because of this color. Okay.
Scroll down.
Scroll down to content translation.
Yeah.
Okay, you already enabled, right?
You made it last time. Okay. So I go back to the page.
Yeah.
No, under contribution.
No, no,
No,
no.
that's fine. Just go there.
Fine, fine. Go to that particular article.
Go to the left.
Oh, it doesn't have any internet.
Go under contribution. Under contribution, translate. Right on top. Right on top.
Okay, my contribution.
Yeah, go to
My
the
translation is here.
Choose the language there. And what language you are doing? Malayalam, English.
Oh, it's really, yeah. There you go.
Now you need to start a new translation.
Okay. What is that article actually?
Adapur.
I know, but there's a this.
You can search over there, you don't have to copy.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need to copy.
Lazy.
Select a English. Select English.
Select English.
Now you need to select a both field. Both field right.
All will come.
There,
Yeah,
right
good.
below Nepal is there.
Select.
Click on each.
Okay, so
Now it's
Title.
loaded.
You can change the title.
yeah, let me convert this.
Why?
Too lazy.
It's there inside content translation with people.
अरे हाँ यहाँ पे तो मैं मैंने ही डाला था सॉरी
No, no, no.
Do you want a mouse?
no actually this my touchpad is acting up a bit
Do you know how to type in?
हो गया
Do you know how to type in Hindi first?
You see that keyboard button at the bottom?
yeah
Click on that.
okay
Click on
No, no.
that. Click on Adapur. Whether it's back in.
yes other
Yeah.
See the small keyboard button at the bottom with the drop.
yeah that pop down yeah
Click on that.
Yeah. Select the first.
उसके
select.
अंदर okay so what does it have
It allows you to type in that keyboard.
so it just started typing in Hindi now
Yeah. You just write Adampur in English.
no that's not the right spelling
Yeah.
Maybe you have to put that particular keyboard there.
You need to type AADAM.
that's what I'm doing
Yeah.
that's
No, no, no.
that was good
Engineer from Malayalam India. I just started my editing from 2016 January onwards. And I have over more than 100 translations here. And the first day onwards I started this tool because I got information from Wikimedia blog and some articles It's by Santosh Protinger. To simplify my translation